A riot in Ephesus, mother. Things are going wild. Oh my goodness, we're here on the scene. You and I, we're here,
Oh,
reporters, reporting the injustices in Ephesus. I
oh
don't know.
no.
Um,
We're in the Book of Acts. That was a riotous opening.
a riot is start.
And that was we're in the Book of Acts and we're on verse 21,
1921.
1921.
And Paul
The
just,
year.
right. Paul just filled in. Shout out to Philip DeFranco. That's a news YouTube channel on Mother. I know you didn't know that. Um, but yeah, he was filling in people who didn't have the right story or the
Oh
full
yes,
story.
he's trying to give him the truth about Jesus, right?
And apparently that was so momentous that it caused a riot.
It does sometimes. It does because they change and people don't like change. Hmm.
Okay.
And we get a few different people named here. So let's see, yes, and then there's a wow.
When these things were accomplished, Mother,
And details
Paul,
and yes. Oh yeah. Oh, so they were doing. If you look back, because
yeah,
it's been a few days since we did this, many had come to believe and came testifying and telling their deeds. And this is 18 and 19. Also, many of those who practiced magic brought their books together, burnt them in the sight of all, and they counted up the value a total 50,000 pieces of silver. So the word of the Lord grew mightily and prevailed. So they were really people coming. And
change. There
yeah,
was a
verse
change
17,
happening.
there were changes happening. This
Change.
became known to all the Jews and Greeks dwelling in Ephesus. And the fear fell on them. This is, oh yes, and the Lord Jesus is magnified. So what was that? Now we have to say that. But remember, there was the guy, and so in verse 13, a traveling Jew exorcist, and
Right.
he said to the evil spirits, we exorcise you by the name of Jesus, whom Paul preached, because he didn't actually know Jesus. He only knew that Paul preached about him and that he was powerful, but he didn't actually have a personal relationship and understand the power of Jesus. So, and then the evil spirit answered in verse 15, Jesus I know and Paul I know, but who are you? Then the man in whom the evil spirit leaped on him and overpowered him, prevailed against him, so that he fled out of the house naked and wounded. And then everyone knew about this. So
Which
now
was
they
the
were,
naked man in
yeah. Say again?
that was the naked man in Mark.
No, I don't think so. But it is another naked man. Twice.
He
So
time traveled too.
Pastor thinks the naked man in Mark. Was it in Mark
I
or
think it was, I don't know, Mark Matthew.
in one of the Gospels that it was whoever was writing the Gospel must have wrote about himself, but he didn't want to. But we're not sure. Anyways, here we are. So there's a lot going on, and he was there a while, you know. And
He had time to stir the
yeah,
pot.
yeah. So okay,
So
so here he is with
Paul was proposing now.
yeah. Let's see. Thank you for letting me know.
Paul proposed in the Spirit when he had passed through Macedonia and Achaia, to go to Jerusalem, saying, after I have been there, I must also see Rome, where he's certainly not going to make it out. There's no way he's making it out of there. So he sent into Macedonia two of those who ministered to him, Timothy and Erastus.
Mm,
But he himself stayed in Asia for a time because he said, that's a lot.
a lot, right?
On to Rome, right? You got more word.
I know.
You might as well, well, I don't know. It'd be a thought in my mind after definitely getting stoned in one of these towns, definitely getting kicked out of a couple of them, definitely getting conspired against. I'm gonna take my time going there.
And I take my time exactly. Ah,
For a certain man,
did you read 23?
nope. And about that time, there arose a great commotion about the way.
Yes. And so they called it the way because Jesus is the way, and they were kind of nicknamed the way.
Way.
And some churches today take that name, the way, if you ever see it, you know?
They're
So,
referring to this.
yeah, referring to this, exactly.
For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, who made silver shrines of Diana. Eh,
Right,
oh, D. Artemis brought no small profit to the craftsmen.
right. So he was making idols, right, of Diana.
Yeah,
So now everyone's starting to believe in Jesus, so they're not going to be buying statues. So
right.
there's a problem in his occupation, right?
Does that does that maybe shed some light?
Oh, there's a lot.
So if
You see,
believing in Jesus takes away your profit,
right? And remember that did it before when they cast out the demon out of the girl that was
right? Maybe what I'm trying to say, maybe what you're doing isn't right.
and it's a good challenge for us to examine what we're doing.
Well, like, I guess God would have just had him made like ornaments for the tabernacle, I guess, but he'd be making
Right.
weapons now.
Or
I guess he
furniture
does
or
like
whatever, you know?
pots and pans.
Yeah, but Lord, I mean, for us, what are we doing for the kingdom, right? What are we doing for Jesus? Is what we're doing glorifying Jesus, or are we doing stuff that's against him, right?
Right.
Our challenge,
Watch out.
and we need God's help.
He called them together with the workers of similar occupation and said, we have to form a union.
Right.
Men, you know that we have our prosperity by this trade. I know, but you could just make other stuff, dude. Moreover, you see and hear that not only at Ephesus, but throughout almost all Asia, this Paul has persuaded and turned away many people, saying that they are not gods, which are made with hands. Sorry.
Yes.
Um,
And we know from the commandments, God
so it's a
said,
really noble thing that they're doing in their eyes. They
right.
said, listen, guys, we're protecting consumerism. You see what I'm doing here? We're protecting consumerism, right? The free trading market. These people are coming along with religious beliefs that are affecting our trade, right? This is what we do every day for work. These are real people, mother.
Right.
So they're like,
No,
we
they are
have
real
to,
people.
they're gonna literally, it's gonna be not only here, but the entire world is probably what they said, right? This
Right.
is gonna screw up for everybody.
Right.
And
Right.
so we have to do something about that.
Wow. We feel their pain or
Well,
not. But
no,
I
I don't, right?
understand.
Because my advice to them is sell something else.
Right.
You're still a blacksmith, right?
So it'd be like, so if in your trade, I mean, they're doing something that's against God and he's preaching, but and really their motivation is coming from money, right?
Right,
And but it's like if the fishermen were out in the street in front of your store selling fish because you sell fish, right?
right.
And they're just selling it off because they went down to the ocean and caught it,
I wouldn't
just
call it, yeah.
setting it up and
But even then, if they were like, you can't catch trout anymore,
oh yeah, yeah,
go
that's a
catch
better
salmon.
example. Right.
Go catch salmon, bro.
You
You're
have
a
to
fisherman.
reinvent it.
You're
So
not a trout man.
you have to reinvent. Yeah.
Because then they wouldn't have called him a blacksmith. They would have just said it was an idol maker, right? Because that's a
Right.
different thing.
But if he's able to make
Other things because you're a blacksmith.
right or a silver, yeah,
Silversmith.
silversmith,
Oh
exactly.
my goodness, just make jewelry
Yeah.
and sell it to rich people.
No. Well, maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, you're right. Merchants. This is the rise of the merchant class. Where was I?
27.
Oh, 27. So not only in this trade of ours is in danger of falling into
Disrepute.
disrepute, but also the temple of the great goddess Diana may be despised and her magnificence destroyed, whom all Asia and the world worship.
So I mean, maybe he believes in what he's doing, you know. So it could be more than money. I can't say that he was only motivated by money. Maybe he believes what he's doing is right, you know. But
I
either
guess.
way, he sees a change, right? And they're going,
Well, yes, right. In that he was it was part of his beliefs, right?
yeah.
Now when they heard this, they were full of wrath and cried out, saying, Great is Diana of the Ephesians. The start of the Holy Wars? No.
Mhm.
It's the start of
Not, yeah. Uproar.
right.
Let's see.
Well, is that not like the wolf in sheep's clothing kind of thing?
Hmm.
That like you'll the wolf, right, is the money and the idolatry, right?
Okay.
Taking after our craft. And then they dress that up in a nice fuzzy religious costume of don't touch Diana.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you. It could be, right?
Because I can't really see a group of just regular citizens sitting down at like a town hall meeting, right? And
Mm.
listening to a bunch of like business owners be like, yeah, we should do this so I can make more money.
But
And
right, but it
literally,
sounds like he's
Jimmy.
when it said in one of them, he said, wait a second. In verse 25, it says he called them together with workers of similar occupation. So he's really only talking,
Right. So he would have no opposition. It's
right,
great.
because
It's
they're all in
fantastic.
the same, right.
That's how you build a corporation.
Keep people on, yeah. Oh, and then 29, stuff is going on.
So the whole city was filled with confusion and rushed into the theater with one accord, having seized Gaius and Aristarchus, Macedonius, what? Macedonians, just a group of people.
No, I think that he's saying them too.
Oh, Paul's travel companions.
Yeah, but Gaius or Gaius, what how you say that, and Artariscus, they're both Macedonians, I think is what he's saying. But they were also Paul's travel.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so he's
Um,
them two people.
right. So they seized them. They
Yes.
created a diversion.
Mm.
They said Paul's doing this.
So
So
they,
let's
I'm
seize his
sure they
buddies.
include, right, let's see his buddies. All right, and see, let's see what happens then, right?
And when Paul wanted to go into the people, the disciples would not allow him. Then some of the officials of Asia, who were his friends, sent to him pleading that he would not venture into the theater.
Because they didn't want him to get arrested too, right?
Right. Some therefore cried one thing, and some another, for the assembly was confused, and most of them did not know why they had come together.
Oh,
Ooh.
in the riot, is it? In the thing.
Yeah, well, when you're used by somebody else and you get to a place and you're like, why am I even here?
Right. What am I fighting for?
That's a
What am I,
terrible setup. I'd be really
right.
pissed.
And I'm sure it happens all the time.
Right.
Not just then, but even now, you know?
And they drew Alexander out of the multitude, the Jews putting him forward. And Alexander motioned with his hand and wanted to make his defense to the people. Who is this?
I think it's,
Who's this person?
I think he's a follower. Let me see. It has a reference to 12:17. Let me see if I can go there and see. But, oh, you mentioned him with his hand. So, okay, no, that was just someone mentioning with their hand that it was thing, you know?
But when they found out that he was a Jew, all with one voice cried out for about 2 hours. Great is Diana of the Ephesians.
Okay, well,
And when the city clerk had quieted the crowd, he said, Men of Ephesus, what man is there who does not know that the city of the Ephesians is the temple guardian of the great goddess Diana, and of the image which fell down from Zeus? Therefore, since these things cannot be denied, you ought to be quiet and do nothing rashly. For you have brought these men here who are neither robbers of temples, nor blasphemers of your goddess. Therefore, if Demetrius and his fellow craftsmen have a case against anyone, the courts are open and there are proconsuls. Let them bring charges against one another. But if
and
you have any other inquiry to make, it shall be determined in the lawful assembly. For
okay.
we are in danger of being called in question for today's uproar, there being no reason which we may give to account for this disorderly gathering. And when he had said these things, he dismissed the assembly.
Hmm.
And this is, in my mind, where religion and politics kind of merge. And now you're having a public official telling them that, like, you guys need to shut up.
And if you have a case, you bring it to.
These are regular people using the guides of religion to misuse the government,
Mm.
to make the government do things which are based on religions, which are two separate trains of thought, mostly. Hard to separate.
It is hard to separate. It is.
This is at least in my mind, right? Because the Jews have done this, right? Pontius Pilate.
Oh, you mean right? It's happened before, not in this example,
They
but
literally used Pontius Pilate to kill someone.
yes, they did. Right, right. I got you.
They're trying to do the same thing right now.
Right. I mean, right. This is a different core, right? We're a different country, but still.
And he said, if you guys make any more noise, my boss is going to show up, right? And he's going to ask what's going on. And I'm going to have to tell him, I have no idea.
There's no court case or anything. Bring it
These
to court.
people are arguing about gods.
Right. And if you want to, just bring it to court, right? He's telling them, right?
If you had something real, you would bring it to
If
court.
you had something real, okay, yeah, yeah, I got you.
You would have brought it to court.
Mm. Interesting, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, God could use that as protection too, right? He let Alexander
Yeah,
stand
what?
up.
I don't even know who Alex is.
He must be a official, right?
Of a Jew? I think he was an apostle, right? To speak for.
I don't know. Alexander the Great, but not this isn't
That's
Alexander.
who I wanted to say, right? But I don't think Alexander the Great was a Jew.
No, but it is in that area of Greece and all that.
He took over a little bit after.
Yeah, he did. Oh no, no, before.
Or?
He would have been in the Old Testament, Alexander the Great.
Yeah. Look at me not knowing Roman history.
But that's where a lot of people would be called Alexander in Greece, wouldn't they? First,
Hunch.
probably.
I'm sure.
Alexander is a this is AI, Google. Alexander is a Jew whom the Jewish community in Ephesus put forward during a riot to make a defense likely to distance themselves from the Christians and Paul. So they kind of to calm the thing. So
Oh,
it's
so it's
either.
again, it's the Jewish people and the Temple of Diana.
All right, they're kind of
Both trying
to
go to the government and make them do something
mm, make a defense for himself and the
when
Jewish
it's really just like, hey, can you not do that here, please?
people.
And then if you then say that, and then they repeatedly come back and don't listen to you, Then you go to the government and you're like, hey, this person is trespassing. And now they're harassing me because I've repeatedly told them to not come here, right? And they keep showing up. You can
Right.
bring that to the government and then they'll do something about it, right?
Right.
But you can't do what they did, which is just you can't cry to the government and expect them to do anything for you
Right. Right. I got you.
or to anyone,
Uh,
really. But
no.
who
Well,
knows?
you can cry to God, that's for sure.
That's true. And he'll listen.
He will listen.
But
There is another Alexander, a coppersmith that's mentioned in Second Timothy. It talks about where I
mm,
was getting to, but there's not a consensus of if he's the same person or not. But the person, the Alexander the coppersmith in the Second Timothy, he said it was a man who did significant harm to Paul's ministry. So it
okay.
may or may not be the same guy. We don't know for sure. It was probably a pretty common name.
It was a common name, but it wasn't a common like thing to do to other people.
Mm, yeah.
To be named Alex and to have a vendetta against Paul.
Right. Right.
Those are it's takes down the odds, you know.
But would it be like in Ireland where Patrick is a pretty common name? So, like in Greece and the area surrounding Greece, Alexander could be a popular name because of Alexander the Great.
Do you
Could
hang around churches, Alex?
be. Yeah.
Right? Do you go to the synagogue, Alex? I'd assume so. You're Jewish, right?
He probably goes to the synagogue. You're right. He's Jewish.
We're narrowing it. This is all a game of, right? Was it who is it?
Oh, like the
Um,
text. Yeah. Wow.
it just
Wow.
narrows it down.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
A lot to ponder, I think.
It is a lot to ponder.
And even we have to ponder in our life if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, right?
Which we are.
Thank you, Lord. Trusting that we are supposed to be where we are supposed to be.
The Lord bless you, mother, and the
Yes,
Lord keep you.
you too.
The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Peace.
Peace for everyone.
Have a piece of peace.